Later, brother. Sheepa. What page are we reading out of today? Let's see. Yeah. You have to fight politely in a civil war. Double-scoped, unseen, obscene sceneries, straight through transparents, limp on tight ropes, loose cannons, ambiguous catapult. Now I'm looking for this other bit. Oh. Activate your software and limp into your driverless vessel. Achilles heals his heels. Trump gets mad at his horse meat Happy Meal. The slowest rush hour on record comes to a grinding halt, with a society of useless eaters asleep at the wheel. Bigfoot crawls out of a carbon footprint and yanks everyone's chain again. Pat Sajak can't sell you a vowel tonight until you borrow Paul's Peter to pay back Vanna White. He who jacked Jack White's stripes must get jackknifed. Thomas Edison's head is in the clouds looking for his kite. Oh, thanks, babe. Reefer madness runs rampant. Dick Branson lands alone on a firm mattress with his Virgin Galactic underpants on. All these half-wits with their half-ass hat tricks have lost their impact after oversaturating every last podcast and pissant platform. More overdone and formal junk mail. Flatmate. Checkmate. Flatmate. Checkmate. Whatever. Covert agendas abound and have infiltrated every setting and every stretch of the imagination. The long arm of the lawless upper hand is busy reaching around your backside while the other hidden hand is yanking your chain. And the nanodust keeps falling from the sky. The circuit is complete. Ouroboros, its own tail, the snake will eat. 2-for-1 fatal ailments, too big to set sail, disco discomfort, cropped and dusted off, flossed and fleeced de facto fascist fiddlesticks and fidget spinners. Grinning twins enter, midget triplets exit stage, enraged machinists, AutoCAD plaid placards, infringed infidels, embellish cage-free eggplants, semantic trampoline, sounds resound, dramatic badger haggling the walnut gallery, captures another patsy, last-minute fall guy, face plants, courtesy cable cars languish in disuse, poked in the all-seeing eye, and the throat of the all-consuming mouth gets choked. Humdrum, run-down, trashy little town, backwash, washed up, upside down, inbred redneck reject, sold-out souls, brazen, raging, taken, raked over coals. Honda accordion, ordnance, short change, quarterback, backwash, washed up, grumpy muppet, trumped up, dump truck, knucklehead, bed bugs, drag queen, drug fiend, iMac, iPhone, iPad, apples and oranges and androids and asteroids and hemorrhoids and paranoid, schizo, calypso, crypto, shit show, steampunk, steam-rolled, steam-powered crane, cradle, streamlined, sidelined, blind-sided, deaf-muted, landmine, land grab, bag, baggage rack, bad actor, smack dab, habit roll, trapped in a rabbit hole, flat line line of sight, hyperbolic, tall talking, wall to wall, far cry, close shave, caved in, ingrown, blown out, fused, Bluetooth, tooth and nail, male hating stooge. Just a few words to mull over there. From the book of Bass afterwards. The reverse psychologist at your service. At your disservice. Flipping scripts. I'm flipping scripts that were already flipped. They're reflipping. I'm reflipping scripts. Tipping scales. Tilting scales when you weigh the odds. It's a cheap shot. I'll go fetch my dinner here in a second. What's up, Flat Earth Outlaw? Nice to see ya. Nice to see ya. I got no reason to believe. Got no reason to believe something that I'll never see. Got no reason to believe 8,000 miles below the ground. People are living their lives and they're upside down. Got no reason to believe any of that bullshit now. If seeing is believing in is something I ain't seeing, then I got no reason to believe it at all. No, I got no reason to believe that we be living on the outside of a ball. I don't care how many equations you show me. You will never prove the sky goes below me. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Seeing is believing. If it's something I ain't seeing, then I got no reason to believe it at all. No, 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 I got no reason to believe that we be living on the outside of a ball. Papa was a rolling snowball. Wherever he laid, flat was his home. And yes, he rolled away one cold, cold day. You know he's out there rolling still down this hill. You know the further he rolled, the bigger he got. And now he got so big that he cannot stop. Roll on, Papa. Yeah, Papa was a rolling snowball. Wherever he lay, that was his home. Yes, he rolled away one cold, cold day. You know he's out there rolling still down this hill. Until he burst through the front door, melted into a puddle on the floor. Then Mama came in and knocked his ass up. Oh, Papa, woo, I'm a snowball too, rolling after you. Wherever you lay flat is your home. Once upon a big space and time where you can curve in a straight line. Put a dumb idea in your mind and think that it's true. Yes, you think that it's true. Like you've been circling and circling around and coming full circle on a sound. On a ring and a rings and a ring till it brings you back around. Full circle on a sound. Skipping to the beat of a redundant drum. Comes in on the one and the offbeat. Due to the continuum being ripped, it repeats, 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 and repeats until I have each nuance interpreted in a response that is quite clever. You might see me say whatever, but I'm on my way to break the record. The best way to break to a broken record. And we've been circling and circling around, coming a full circle on a sound. On a ring and a rings and a ring till it brings you back around. Full circle on a sound. Once upon a bent space and time, you can curve in a straight line. Put a dumb idea in your mind and think that it's true. Don't make waves, I ride them, I get inside them. I come on top and out the other end. know how that goes. But I don't know where these waves begin, but I know where they will end. Out there on that horizon, and I can see the waves coming in. I don't make waves, I just ride them. I get inside the pipeline, it's a straight line every time. I do not make those waves, I only ride them. Get inside them, and I ride those waves all the way in. Someone calling me? Oh, I think we're talking to each other. Oh, shit. Anybody in this here shit show? Oh, you're Harmon? Oh, I didn't know that. Cool, that's good to know. I've seen Flat Earth Outlaw around. I didn't know that was you, Harmon. I have a couple channels too. I'm also Flatmate. You seen Flatmate around? Flatmate, and then my picture is a chess game with like a king being put in checkmate. So it's kind of like Flatmate, you know. It's like a play on words and shit. I'm also the Blown Spokesman. You probably don't see that one too often, though, because I don't usually use that channel. Blown Spokesman. The Blown Spokesman. I used to be a spokesman. No, it's the other. I used to be a spokesman at the speakeasy in Spokane. I spoke freely because I can. I forget how that goes. I used to be a spokesman at the speakeasy in Spokane. I spoke freely because I can at the speakeasy in Spokane. I'm the damn spokesman. But then one night, someone I don't like came along and my drink got spiked. And I slurred my speech when I tried to speak. And they said, "Whoa, man, you can't speak like that in Spokane. Time to go home, man." And I was sad, so I grabbed my bag and I rode my bike back home that night. And someone spiked the spokes in my bike and I crashed. I was so trashed. It's almost like someone's got it out for me, and I'm just kind of a blown out spokesman now. I say, you're kind of a blown out spokesman. I forget how that song goes. It was a good one. You had to be there. All right, here we go. You better act fast, jackass, last chance, a hammer in the brass sacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. You better act fast, jackass, last chance, a hammer in the brass sacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. You better act fast, jackass, last chance, a hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. And we will see who's laughing when the place starts collapsing in a free for all. Anything can happen when the ship goes down, so does the captain. And wherever you are is where you'll be stuck there when this place goes belly up. And better have yourself a damn good plan when the shit hits a fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough. You gotta know what the fuck to do. You're gonna run amok, let the muck run you. You better act fast, jackass, last chance, a hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down. That's right. The whole thing's gonna come down, okay? I said the whole damn thing is gonna come down. Consider the fact that once you grab your bug out, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down. See who's laughing when the best is collapsing in a free for all. Anything can happen when the shit goes down. So does the captain. Wherever you are, is where you're stuck in this place goes belly up. Have yourself a damn good plan when the shit hits the fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough to get know what the fuck to do. You're gonna run amok, or let the muck run you. Fast jack, fast just a hammer in the brass tacks. Now take the lagging, bragging, dragging ass on, acting like a maniac. Or do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? I was being summoned for dinner. It's getting dark out here. I'm gonna carry this here thing to the up yonder where there's more light. You better act fast, jackass. I don't know if you can see my ganja plants. I just flip this camera. Oh no, it's too dark. I gotta turn it back around. Let's see if I can do it like this. My ganja plants. Oh, you can't see them. There's some way to do this. They're looking good. Every time I walk by here, it smells so good. I can't see shit. Oh well. Oh well, you missed out on that one. Maybe I could turn on the flashlight. Oh, that won't let me do that. Oh, I can only do so many things at once with this fucking thing. Okay. You better act fast, jackass. Last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. I'm gonna set this right here. I'm gonna grab my dinner real quick. I'll be back in like less than 30 seconds. Thank you, baby. I love you. How are you doing? Thank you. The door is getting so hard to open. I'm all set up. Thanks, babe. Oh, I forgot to get the onions. I got my hands full. Can you throw them on my plate?
You want them on the potatoes?
Sure, yes. Thank you. I love you.
Love you.
Thank you, baby. We got these things called, what are they called? Papas, what?
They're just fried shallot.
No, I'm talking about the potatoes.
I forget what they're called.
They're like mashed potatoes they got like beef in the middle or something. And they're fried. It's so fucking good. Sorry, I don't like to eat on camera, but I'm just going to do that right now. Papa's Rihanna's?
Mashed potato stuffed with seasoned beef, ground beef.
So good. It's like $4 or something for that box. Trader Joe's is so good. You can see the sour cream on my beard. I love you. Thank you, baby. So, the place has there's a rim around the whole place. There's a white rim. Nobody goes there. Nobody ever goes to sit on there. No, it's not the place you go. And it's like it's mostly water, inside the white rim. There's a few brown places sticking up out of the water, In the very middle, there's a whirlpool. I'm talking about the toilet bowl. What, you thought I was talking about flat earth? No, I'm talking about the toilet bowl. Nobody sits on that white rim. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes God has to flush the toilet. Sorry, I'm eating. It's true, Harmon. It's actually a good analogy. I saw that toilet bowl cleaner called True Earth. It cracked me up. I'm like, oh, this is begging to be used for a flat earth joke. Like where my sense of humor is at. Toilet humor. Yeah, the world stage is all scripted. I thought we already knew that. There's no improvising on the world stage. It's all scripted. If anything happens that wasn't scripted, they kill the feed right away. I'm pretty sure it's always been like that. This channel, Dr.bas backwards, I'm a reverse psychologist. It's about flipping scripts. This channel is about flipping scripts. I'm just kidding. I'm just a dude. Just some weirdo. I don't give a fuck about views or subs or money. I'm just talking shit. That's what this channel is about. I play music. I do appreciate your company, though. But you're gonna have to put up with my wise ass. Sometimes it's entertaining, I imagine. The rest of the time, it just sucks. Because that's life, man. I don't normally eat on camera, but I'm fucking starving. Yeah. They have total control over what goes on TV. That's why YouTube was a real fucking thorn in their side. But they still got people out there trying to steer the tube. Steer that tube. I was thinking about the letter X. I made a post about that earlier. My girlfriend brought it up. She was talking about Elon being Antichrist, or possibly. And we started talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, he's obsessed with the letter X. There's something to that. I was thinking, X is a letter that's used to cross out something. You know, like, no, this, or whatever. It's like, you cross it out, put an X on it. It's like, we're anti this, X, you know. And X is like anti. No, you can't do this here. Put an X over that. And X is also used as an abbreviation for Christ. You know, like Christmas, cross, they put a Xmas, you know, Christmas. Where it's supposed to say Christmas, it says Xmas instead. And we all write it like that. It's an abbreviation for Christ. So X can mean anti this, anti that, no this, no that, anti. Or it can mean Christ. Cross Christmas, Christmas. So the letter X can be used to symbolize the term Antichrist. X. It's just one letter. That's all you got to say. Because it means two things. X could mean anti. You know, cross is not allowed. No. X that out. Not allowed. Just cross it out. X. Or an X can mean Christ. Christmas. They take the word Christ out and put an X in its place. It's an abbreviation for Christ. And it also means anti. And take both those meanings and put them together, what do you got? Antichrist. And it just so happens it's Elon's favorite letter. He named his company SpaceX, Twitter X. He named his own fucking kid X. He likes the letter X. X marks the spot. You know the Bluetooth icon? It's the letter B, but it's all squared off, you know, like a B, but it's written all square. There's not like a round part, you know, like that. It's all squared off, the Bluetooth icon. So where it's squared off like that, it overlaps the straight line, you know. So it goes like that, and it overlaps the straight line, both parts of the B, and it makes an X. So it's a Bluetooth, right? But the overlapping parts of the B make an X. So the Bluetooth icon is an X superimposed on a B. And I guess, you would think it would be a T superimposed on a B, but it's an X. The Bluetooth is an X and a B. You follow me so far? Just look at the Bluetooth icon, you'll know what I'm talking about. So it's an X and a B in one symbol, the Bluetooth icon. And then X is a mark, you know, X marks the spot. X marks the B. X, B. X marks the B. Mark of the B. X marks of the B. X marks the beast. The mark of the beast. So Elon is like a worldwide character, same as Trump. Everybody in the world knows about him. You'd have to. Elon, you know, makes it artificial intelligence. Now he's talking how you got to merge with artificial intelligence, become one with it, symbiotic with artificial intelligence, or it's going to destroy mankind. So, basically, he's suggesting that we become one with this artificial intelligence. So basically, he's suggesting that we delude our God-given reason, our ability to think, you know, fuse that with this artificial thing that he's created, this computation, this thing that does computations and can like access all the hive mind, you know. It's like the internet, you know, it's like the collective consciousness, but it's like the idea that we should want to merge man with machines. It doesn't end well. I think the Bible says something about that. Elon is busy constructing the beast system in plain sight. The Neuralink is going to open your head up and put a bunch of wires and gadgets in your brain. So you can link up with the Starlink to the Neuralink to the AI link and to the fucking, like, get your whole God consciousness all X'd out, become fused with the fucking control grid. Yeah, let's like fucking adapt our brains, to the smart. You know what smart means? It doesn't. Smart no longer means like you're intelligent. You have an intelligent brain. Smart means smart. Surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. SMART. S-M-A-R-T. Surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. That's what smart means now. You're gonna bring that device with you everywhere you go. You're gonna bring your smartphone with you when you leave. Surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. When you go wherever you go, you're gonna bring the thing with you. We want to install a smart meter on your house. A surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology on your house. No thanks. I'll pass on that. You can see, because when you have access to the internet has access to you. So when you might have your Neuralink and you feel all fancy and you got your telepathy and you're like starting your car with your mind, and but now the internet has access to your mind. So does that seem like a good idea? No, not at all. You don't even have to think about it for more than a split second. No, it's a terrible idea. How in the fuck are they going to get people to want to do that? I don't think they will. I think they're going to have to make people, kind of like how they did with the jab. It's like when there's something that's just like this appalling idea, that the fact that anybody would suggest that you have to do this is like, it's just like absurd, like, you have to get this jab. Well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do shit. Get the fuck out of my face. You don't have to. Nobody ever had a right to tell me what I need to do. And so it's like, so they're going to make it where it's like, well, you can win the lottery, you get a free donut, you get a free car, you get $1 million, and you're going to enter the lottery to, win if you get a jab. Oh, okay. And all the people that are just like, whatever, materialistic fucking schmucks, if they didn't already get it, well, now they're going to get it, Then the rest of the people that hadn't got it, they're still like, no, I don't care about a donut. I don't want to get a jab. Well, now you're going to lose your job. Now you can't go to the movie theater. Now you can't, So they were able to get a lot more people with that ploy. And after that, I think they kind of were just like, guilt tripping and fucking, they tried the whole social pressure from every angle, like the dunce cap, the science denier, the flat earther, anti-vaxxer. They tried that approach. They lumped it together with flat earther because that's already got such a bad connotation. Oh, you're a flat earther, you're a fucking moron. Oh, yeah, you're an anti-vaxxer. Oh, that's a double whammy. You're just about as dumb as it gets. I'll proudly wear that label on to, yeah, I'm dumb, dude. Just call me dumb. I don't give a fuck. At least I don't have fucking, it's like the best thing about, being a flat earther is you don't get myocarditis. And so they're going to do the same thing with the Neuralink. Oh, well, you can't be part of society unless you get your brain operated on and get this fucking Neuralink. Don't worry, you can turn it off when you want to turn it off. Yeah. Are you out of your fucking mind? Well, you will be if you get that thing in your mind. Well, your brain isn't your mind. Your brain is a receiver. Your heart is a transmitter. Your mind operates somewhere between those two things, I guess. Your mind might be my mind. We might all be sharing the same mind. God's mind. Sometimes I think God is just consciousness itself. awareness, sentience. Right? I mean, like, that's the magic right there, isn't it? Awareness. Without awareness, without consciousness, none of this would be happening. None of this would be here. And if it was, it wouldn't matter. It'd be the opposite of matter. It'd be anti-matter. Reverse matter. It'd be like a black hole. It's so dumb. We made antimatter. We did not. The fuck is antimatter? It's like the opposite of matter. It's got negative weight. Oh, that's some stupid shit. Your soul, yes, exactly. Your mind, your soul. You talk about people that don't have like their inner dialogue going. Is that real? Do you think that's a real thing? I think maybe people claim they don't have an inner dialogue going because people are like asked them, do you have like, can you hear like your thoughts? Like, do you have, when you're not busy talking to people and stuff, do you have thoughts that go on in your mind? Can you hear yourself talking in your mind? No. They just misunderstood the question. The question isn't, can you hear audible like words go, can you hear voices in your head? That wasn't the question. The question is, do you have thoughts? Can you think when you're not busy communicating with people? Oh yeah, I can do that. Well, there you go. That's what your inner dialogue is, dude. There's nobody that doesn't have that. Well, unless you want to, no. That's a stupid thing to think. It's impossible to be somebody that doesn't have thoughts. But there's people that go around saying, oh, there's people that don't have inner dialogue, That's not possible. You can't be alive without thoughts, can you? The NPCs? I don't know about that. It seems highly unlikely to me. I don't know if I've seen Metropolis. I've seen Dark City. Sorry, I'm almost done here. Oh, everybody left. Well, let's go ahead and pig out then. It's called Dark City. I do a little of that self-scolding too. I guess a better statement, a more accurate statement would be, I don't do enough self-scolding. That was good. Is that 5 nines? 5 nines. It's 45. DPFX. Deep Freeze X. 45. I'm just trying to figure out how to refer to your name. Did you choose that screen name? What does it mean? DPFX. Deep Effects. Multiple meanings. Deep Effects. We've been living in a bass-ackwards world. Oh yeah, I know. I just don't know what to refer to him as. DP? You call him DP? Yeah, he's a fan of the channel. He's here a lot. I'm assuming he's a guy. I don't know. Are you a guy? You talk like a guy. Pardon me. And I feel like I know Harmon. I've seen you on so many shows. I mean, you're on all the shows I watch. I remember seeing, like, I've seen you on shows for years, Harmon. Like, I remember watching you calling it Jeranism. And I mean, that's all those old shows we used to watch, like fucking, what else? I think it might have been Jeranism when I first saw you. Was there some other show that's no longer, maybe it was Nacho. I mean, I remember when I saw you and Nachiketa have like a little fucking, not totally, he was on the losing end of that little spat you guys had. Remember that, Harmon, when you, Notch was being a whiny little bitch? I like Notch, don't get me wrong, but he was the one who was acting up. He was all flipping out about something that you said, and it was like totally petty bullshit. He was all wigged out. It was because, I remember now, it was because he was telling some account of something, and he was being vague about what it was he was saying, and somebody asked a question, is he talking about Jeranism or something, and you're all, yeah, or something. You just answered their question, and then he like got all flipped out that you were like, you know, exposing some, I don't know, some stupid petty thing, but he was all bent. And you're like, you're just being like a pussy, dude. I forget what you said to him. That was so funny, though. That was good. Like, you came on a show and you're just all, no, dude, you're just being a little bitch. Like, just man up. I thought it was funny. I like Notch, but I think he gets himself in over his head sometimes. Yeah, I gave you a wrench because you seem like a nice person. Like, I give everybody a wrench unless they're just, you know, because you can pretty much sniff the trolls out pretty quickly. Like, you know, someone who's just a jerk, basically. Someone who just shows up and they just don't get it. They don't know how to be like polite or whatever. They just want to say insulting things, and you know, I mean, they don't play well with others, kind of thing. People that don't play well with others, they don't get a wrench. I don't ban them. I'll let them run their mouths. Sometimes it gives me some funny material to play with. I'm not going to get offended by some text that comes up on my phone. Even if it is a real person somewhere that has real offending things they think about me, you know, they don't even know me. like I'll get people that come in here, they're like, oh, play like, play some song by like, some cheesy, like, I don't know, just play some song by like one of their like today's hottest music. Can you play like, and I'm just like, no. And they're just like, well, they'll say some insulting thing about my music. I'm like, oh no. I really need your viewership. What can I do to make you not go away? There's this star that's moving. I don't know if I can catch it on camera. I guess what's got my attention. It's really bright. You see that, babe? No, it's not bright enough to get on the camera. There's a star that's moving across the sky. It's way over there now, but it started over here. It's going pretty quick. I can't get it on camera. It's pretty bright, though. Oh, well. We've seen some cool shit out here. My girlfriend sees it more often than I do. I'm usually playing guitar, and I have my eyes closed while I'm doing that. One night, she's like, get out here, babe. And I came out here, and there was... it was what I guess it might have been Starlink or whatever. It was going over our house right here. Just one after another, and they were just jamming by in a perfectly straight line. There must have been, I don't know how many, like 20 of them. There's a lot of them. They were going over before I even came out here, and they were just going by one after the other. Boom, boom. They're probably like, in the sky, they're about, a few, I don't know how far apart they were, but you could see a whole line of them in the sky, and they were just moving by hella quick, and they're just passing over, and they just kept coming. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? They look like stars, though. They look like stars. They're about the same size as a bright star, and they were just moving over real quick. Tons of them. I don't know, there's a lot of them. At least a couple dozen I saw, but probably more than that. Have you guys seen that before? Yeah, you guys will know who, like if somebody comes in the chat and they're being totally rude, and that's what the wrench is for. I'll leave it up to you. I'm not gonna be pissed if you get rid of them, but, it's probably better that you do. But I don't usually have it in me to do that. But I just feel like if I do that, then they got what they wanted out of me, kind of, you know what I mean? They got me to act on, I instead like to just kind of just laugh at it, But if you guys are irritated by it, just get rid of it. I'd rather you guys kick it, I want you guys to be comfortable in the chat. If there's some asshole, then get rid of him. You know what I'm talking about. And I've done that in chats before when there's somebody that was just like, there's this dude that came into Jaren's chat when I used to be a mod on Jarenism channel. And he just kept saying, come. And he just kept putting it in the chat, just one word. Like, dude, this guy's got to go. What do you need? That's like Chinese finger cuts. Have you heard of those?
Yes.
Those are bad news. Like the more you try to get out, the tighter they get.
One time someone had to amputate the fingers to get out.
Oh no, you just have to get really relaxed, and then your fingers come out. But that's what people don't realize about it. They keep trying to pull them out, and it gets tighter and tighter. And when I cut your fingers out, that's how you get out of them. You just have to get really relaxed and just like so relaxed. Because the more you tug on them, I don't know. Maybe they're not made to get out of. Maybe you have to cut your fingers off of your. I don't think that's true though. I don't know. That's whack though. The ones I put on before were like paper. They're made out of like a fabric that you could cut with scissors if you had to. I don't know. Maybe they make ones out of metal or something. Oh, stop. I don't want to think about shit like that. I'm sensitive. Don't do that. You see our cool little fountain over here? It's like a solar powered little fountain. Oh shit. It charges up during the day and then it lights up at night. Spews out water all day and night. That's cool. All the animals drink out of it. The raccoons and the skunks and the kitties, they all come drink out of it. The fountain, it's cute. And the birds play in it and drinking it. And the bees come in. All nature comes and enjoys the fountain. Brittany got it online. She was like, it was like $40. It's the coolest little fucking fountain thing. And it's got a psychedelic light show. I swear I'm not shilling for the fountain company. Going fish. Oh yeah, they weren't square. They were like, they looked like stars. Are you talking about the Starlink shit? Sky or Skynet or whatever, is that what they call it in the Terminator? Skynet. Like Elon's got the Skynet, the Neuralink, the fucking, he's got the AI and the fucking, he bought Twitter. It's like the fucking social media app that all the world leaders and everybody uses. I mean, he's like, and he just keeps going. He's got the boring companies like making underground highways and bases and fucking cities, with all the elites and people with special clearance that can go down there. And he's got all this underground. Then he's SpaceX. He's going to Mars, and it's like, I mean, Tesla. He's got his cars, electric cars. It's all like, it just so turns out that every invention of his is what the system is begging for next. It's like, we need to continue the fucking space propaganda hoax, and we need to do it in a sense where there's like a private company that gets involved, because it's so far it's just been government that has access to space. We need to have like a private company, Oh, that's convenient. Here's Elon Musk, Oh, now a private company goes to space. So what? So space must be real, And then he's like, we want to get people all. The government, the beast system wants to control people. That's like the beast system will not be happy until it has, until everybody is a robot. I mean, it's like you'll own nothing and be happy. It's like you'll own nothing because we're going to take everything away from you, and you're going to be happy because we're going to brainwash you. It's going to be great. And it's like, and they're going to own everything, and they're still not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy until we're like little robots, and then they'll just be like, oh, this is too easy, Then they'll just be miserable. No, they can't be pleased. They can't. They just, because it's just about greed and about power, and there's no end. You can't ever get enough. You'll never be satisfied. They just went the wrong direction. They fell out of heaven and landed here. So they're just pissed. They had it all, They just had to obey God. I don't know if that's really how it happened, actually. I think what we're dealing with is, there's like a full spectrum of like we're being put to the test here. That's what Earth is, like a proving grounds. It's like, it's like you can go. It's full spectrum. You can go. I mean, because there wouldn't be one without the other. It's like the yin yang. It's like we've been given free will, and you can go in these extremes, and like you can go the wrong way in a direction that doesn't have a pleasant end, and that causes a lot of problems. And I firmly believe that you don't pass this test if you go that direction. I firmly believe that you'll just have to keep butting your head into that same wall until you finally figure it out. And like, life after life after life, you'll never get there going that direction. And yet people, they just like, well, fine, then we'll just go that direction so hardcore that we'll become immortal, and then we won't have to care about that anymore. They can't have enough. You go the opposite direction, you become a star in heaven. When you pass on, you don't have to go through this again. Because we're light, energy, the spirit, the soul that beneath all this fleshy vessel is light. And we're energy. There is a spark of life when a person is conceived. It's been witnessed. It's a visible, this is real science I'm talking about. The spark of life is a visible light that appears. It's been witnessed. So we're energy. Our spirit is energy. We're light. We're energy, electric, And so that's the spark of life. That's the miracle right there. Where does that come from? Where do you draw energy from? What would you draw energy from? Where would a source of energy be here on this place that we live? Well, what's the main source of energy? Think about it for 2 seconds. The sun. Okay, so we draw our souls from the sun. I don't know how that happens, how that takes place, what that looks like, but I would call that the source, wouldn't you? I'm not calling it God. No, because there had to be a creator beyond all that. But if the sun is the source, the soul, S-O-L, sun, soul, that's probably where our souls come from. Somehow it works out that way. When your soul is spawned on earth, there's a corresponding sunspot right there where your soul used to be. Why is there a sunspot? Well, because there's a soul that's been removed from the sun. Why isn't it all full of spots? Well, because people's souls go back there if they don't live correctly. If you don't pass the test, you have to go back to the lake of plasma and try again. And you won't remember this whole experience. It'll be wiped, You might have, there might be some memories that get left behind and whatever. But the point is, the people that pass the test go to heaven and they become these stars. That's what I believe. And I believe the earth is flat and there's a whole sun's worth of stars up in the sky. And we're on our second sun. The suns are born from the navel of earth. The earth is flat. In the middle of earth, there's a big hole. That's the navel of earth. You've heard the navel of earth? That's what that is. It's a big hole, the North Hole. That's where the sun is born. The earth gives birth to a sun out the navel of the earth. It breaks off and its umbilical cord activates and shoots up in the sky. It's a glorious thing to behold. We're on our second one, I believe. The only reason I believe that is because I think there's about a sun's worth of stars in the sky. I've been out in the Sierras where you can see that there's literally billions of stars in the sky. The sky is more white with stars than it is with black with dark. And I shit you not, I know that those stars are there. I've seen them before. Now it's impossible to see them because the sky's all fucked up, I guess. Or I don't know. I never see the stars like I did back then, but I know it's real. I know there's all those stars out there. There's a whole sun's worth of stars up there and some. But the reason I think we're on our second sun is because it's easy to spot an old sun that's been drained of all its source. All the souls that were in that sun went to heaven. You can tell that there was very brilliant people that were enlightened that were living here on earth prior to our society. Just look around. They left behind works that are just, we can't figure out. Our society is just not enlightened enough to understand. It's all over the world, But we just, people claim that they built it or whatever, or it's just a mystery. It's just evidence, it's proof, in my opinion, that there was people that were a lot more enlightened than us that were living here before us. They probably all went to heaven. That's where all those stars are. It's the smaller lights, the souls, The source, once the source is drained, that lake of plasma or whatever it is, it's all bubbling, all popping, all hot and all bright. It goes hard. It gets cold right away. It gets cold and it hardens. So that plasma, and it's like a composite of plasma and I don't know, stuff we don't know. We haven't been there, but we are made of it though. It's like that plasma, that light, that energy we're part of it. It's part of us. So it hardens after all the souls are drawn out of it. It just becomes this husk, this used to be the sun, the soul, S-O-L, and now it's just a husk. It's just a dried up, it's weathered, it's spent, its purpose, original purpose has been spent. It's just a husk of what used to be. And where all those little bubbles and plasma was all popping up on the surface, it hardened really quick. It firmed up really quick, became cold, and it's hardened. And so where all those bubbles were popping in everywhere, there's like little craters all over the thing. So it's really easy to spot an old sun. You see it's covered with craters. And it's about the same size as the sun, And it's doing about the same thing as the sun. It's circling over your head. It loses a bit of elevation when it dries up. Eventually it'll crash into the earth. But it's really gradually losing elevation. So it looks a little bigger than the sun. And it's got it's rotating overhead at a different speed than the sun because it's lost some elevation since it became, a husk of what used to be. And if you look, you can even see with your naked eye sometimes. You'll see its belly button where it first broke off its umbilical cord from the navel of the earth. It's easy. Next time you see the moon, which is our old sun, go look at it and remember, oh, Dr. Bass said to look for its belly button. You'll spot it within seconds. It's easy to spot. You just have to know what you're looking for. Now you know what you're looking for. Oh, there's people listening to me. Oh, shit. There was 0 when I started. I speak the truth. There's a lot less sunspots these days, apparently. I was watching some show about this. Guy was all concerned. It's like some science show. It's weird because it came on my YouTube feed, and it was just like the video that YouTube chose for me. I didn't choose it. I was just playing in the background, and I was like, what's this, And it was this guy talking about sunspots, which I was already really fascinated by, and I've already, all the stuff I just told you, I've already made all that shit up in my mind. It's a story I made up, but I think it's true. And so this guy was talking about sunspots. I'm like, oh, well, he's talking about the places where souls used to be, He's talking about sunspots. And I'm listening, and he's all, yeah, there's a lot less sunspots these days than there used to be. He's all concerned, going off, showing all this data. He's like some sciencey guy, some sciencey channel. And I was curious, because I talk about this shit a lot, And I was like, YouTube sometimes will choose videos for you, like it listens to you, right? And so it's this guy talking about sunspots and how there's less of them now than there used to be, and he's all concerned. But he's, at the same time, he's like, we don't know what these sunspots are, or why it's less than it used to be. And he's got all these theories and ideas, and I'm just like, oh no, it's just because there's less people being born right now. And think about it. I mean, the birth rate has dropped significantly around the world, like significantly. It's something that's being kind of swept under the carpet, and they don't want to talk about that too much. But if you actually look up the birth rate, it's dropped drastically. There's still sunspots. There's still people being born, but there's not as many as there used to be. And I'm like, oh, that guy's information is right on point. It lines up with what I've been thinking. And, ultimately, that just means our sun's going to last longer, I guess. Like the last sun, before it burned out, when dark and solidified, the people that were living here were brilliant. They were enlightened people, and they already figured out what was going on. They saw that the sun was, it became really cold here. Like, it got to the point when the sun was almost out, where it was just cold. It was icing over, and they had to go underground to survive. And these people were enlightened. They were brilliant people. They had the underground all decked out. They were living good down there, and it's like there's evidence of that all over the world. Anywhere you go, you're going to find underground tunnels and really well built out cities underground. There's no shortage of that, proof. And so these people were all living underground, because there was like the sun it got cold here. It was like everything, all their brilliant works of architecture and art and everything, it all got frozen over, and they all had to live underground. And then the sun just went dark one day, that was it. And they all eventually went to heaven, because they were enlightened. But there was still people living here. They made it through that period of time. They survived it because the information carried over to our society today, because there's people on Earth whose ancient ancestors today speak of a time when there was no moon in the sky. And that's because they lived during that first sun that I was talking about, when there was no moon in the sky. The moon is just the old sun. So after that, those people were living here when there was no moon, because there used to not be a moon. Now we have a moon because that sun burned out, right? That's what the moon is. And so the Earth got really cold. It was a brief ice age. It was like the dark ages. It was dark. It was icy. It was a whole. But these people were so enlightened and so brilliant. They were living underground, and they were doing all right. They made it through. That's why they're able to pass on the information. There was a time when there was no moon. They actually got to see the moon because the sun was born. It's the thing. The Earth gets really cold. And once the oceans start to freeze up, firm up a little bit, where it's just like the whole Earth just suddenly feels, it drops to a certain temperature, the whole Earth just shudders. And that's when it knows to give birth to a new sun. It's like this, it's all built into the software of life, And so it pops out a new sun. It breaks out its umbilical cord and shoots out of the North Pole into the sky, lights up the place. All the ice melts. They come out of the underground. It's this glorious... It's an amazing thing, and I'm sure that information's out there somewhere. It's probably buried in the Vatican somewhere, That's not the kind of information that any of us are going to find written down in a history or fucking science book or something. But I think we have enough evidence to support my cosmology that I've designed for you, for us. It's our cosmology. Because I think if I was incorrect about what I'm saying, then God would help direct me towards a better idea, towards a better understanding. But so far, he's been doing nothing but send me clues that line right up with what I'm saying. And, I'll get insights, and it's just like, oh, You know, like that show that came on where the guy's talking about how there's less sunspots. I'm like, oh, it's because there's less people being born. It's like, that correlates perfectly. You know, I was just talking about that. And there's other examples. I could go on for hours about this. I just think that people kind of get bored because everybody's got their own idea of what's going on, and people don't like to hear other ideas. They're like, oh, what do you mean? No, that's not true. Earth's a ball. There's no, you must have mental problems. I get that comment a lot. You got mental problems. No, I'm just observing what's going on. I wonder what the stars are. I wonder what the moon is. I wonder what the sun is. I wonder what our souls are. I wonder what this is all about, you know? So I made up a story that fixes all those answers. I got answers to all those questions now. I don't have to wonder what the moon is anymore. I don't have to wonder what the stars are anymore. I don't have to wonder what sunspots are. I don't have to wonder what my soul is or what happens or what we're doing here, you know. And if what I'm saying is true as far as about the Earth is concerned, as far as about it being a flat plane, which it obviously is. I mean, you have no reason to think it isn't, because that's what it is, you know. I mean, obviously. And we can know that because you can know the Earth is flat, because if I were to say you and me, we're going to go make an empire, we're going to build an empire. So we're going to get, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to direct this whole thing. We're going to build a castle on a piece of property somewhere, you know. And it's going to be a nice piece of property. And we're going to build a castle right in the middle of our property. And we're going to expand our property after that. We're going to expand as far as we can expand. And we're going to do it evenly in every direction, because I want our castle to stay smack dab in the middle of our property. That's the best place for our castle to be. And we're going to expand our empire evenly in every direction. That way our castle is always right in the middle. Sounds like a good plan, right? Right. Let's say, so we have like endless amounts of fucking money is no issue. You know, we have all kinds of power and money, and we're just going to expand, and, you know, we're just going to buy everyone's property. We're going to do it evenly in every direction. That's really important, because we want our castle to stay right in the middle. Sounds like a good idea, right? Makes sense. So let's just make our property, let's say it's a circle, because that's how we can do this effectively. You know, it's like we're going to be expanding evenly in every direction. That's a circle. So we start off with a circular piece of property with our castle right in the middle. All right? You can see that it has a makeshift fence that goes around the castle. You can see the whole circle, you know, it's right there. Now, it's an expanding fence, because we're going to go buy another chunk of property, and it has to be an even amount, because we want our castle to stay right in the middle. So we're buying rings, basically, at it. You know, we're just adding more, bigger circle to our property. So we just go around, make out a new property line, buy the property, whatever we got to do, acquire it, and then put up our new fence. We have a bigger property line, have that much more property. It's still in the shape of a circle. The castle's still right in the middle. The circle's going to start getting pretty big, you know. We're going to have to hire like a team of people, because the circle's going to get so big, we won't be able to tell it's a circle anymore. We'll think we're walking in a straight line. We might as well be, as far as we're concerned, because the circle's so big. But we know it's a circle because we always come back to where we started. And when we first started our empire building, we could see the whole circle. And all we've been doing is just walking around the outside of that circle, making new, bigger circles, keeping the castle right in the middle. So we know we're walking in a circle, but it seems like we're walking in a straight line, because we can't see the whole thing anymore, you know. We have like hundreds of acres. So we're just walking in a straight line, taking down data, you know. Now we own this portion of land, you know. We're just, you know, it's like it's a full-time job for these people that are out there doing that. They got to go walk along the new property line. They can see the fence from the last property line. It's only 100 yards that way. You can see it. So you can see a visual representation of how much property you're adding. There's our fence from last time. Okay, well, we're just walking around the fence again, you know, taking down data. Okay, we own this guy's house now. We own this part of this country and this part of this ocean. We're just keeping it perfectly circular. That way the castle's right smack dab in the middle of our empire. And we can see a visual representation of how much property we're adding, so we know it's going to be a bigger perimeter. So after a while, there's two things that become quite obvious. The castle's always going to be right in the middle, and the next property line is going to be a circle, and it's going to be a bigger circle. It's going to take longer to get back to where you started, because you're adding that much more property. You can see it visually. You can see the fence over there from last time. You're making a new property line. You're adding 100 yards worth of property and a ring all around the outside of your old property line. And you just keep doing this for a long time. Years go by. Your circles are so fucking big. You know, it takes you a couple weeks to get back to where you started. You know, and you could just keep doing this, right? Every time you're just doing the same thing. Walk 100 yards out, start making a new circle. You can see the old fence over there. It's like, it's not that far away. You can see the old circle. You know it's a circle because it was a circle when you first started. You saw it going around. You could see the whole circle with your castle right in the middle. So they're just making a new circle, and it's just gotten really big, you know. You've seen the whole thing happen. You know it's a circle. You always come back to where you started. You see the fence the whole time. You put a new fence up, and it's the same fucking thing. You're doing this. You've done it so many times. You know it's like a fucking... You could do it in your sleep. You know what you're doing now. You're just making a new property line. 100 yards that way. You can see the old fence, putting up a new fence. And, you know, take down the old fence, put up a new fence. And then it's like, next time you go out there, you walk 100 yards from the old fence. Okay, there's the old circle, and we're going to put up a new one. You know for a fact it's going to take you longer to get back to where you started, because you can see that you're adding 100 yards worth of property, and you know it's going to be in the shape of a big-ass circle, because your last one was a big-ass circle. This one's going to be bigger because you're adding that much more property. It's pretty obvious. It's like intuitive. You don't have to even say this shit out loud, but just pay attention. Okay, so it becomes like, you know, this intuitive thing that you could do in your sleep. You know what you're doing. You go out there and you're like, let's make a new property line. You walk 100 yards away from the old fence, the fence that your property line is right now, but you're going to add more property. Walk 100 yards that way. Start walking in a circle, and you know you got this all figured out. You got a team of people. You go that way, I'll go this way, and you know you guys walk, but you guys both do the whole circle. It's just that way you have two sets of data that, you know, so you can cross check. It's a good way to do it. What? I'm telling a story. Can you let me finish my story? Yeah. Thank you, honey. Sorry. So the thing is, you just have this all dialed out, and it's like you're just taking data, and every time the circle's going to be bigger, because you see all the property that you're adding. You know, you walk 100 yards that way, you make a new property line, and it's like it becomes second nature. You know, you've done it like countless times. The castle's still right in the middle, but you'd have to walk like 3 or 4 weeks just to get to your castle. You know. But it's right in the middle. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're coming into our property, it doesn't matter where you are. Wherever you're coming into our property, you're going to have to walk like a month just to get to our castle. So it's good that way, because that way we can pretty much, you know, get an understanding of where we're at. And we're monitoring a huge swath of land. We're managing, however you want to call it. We have a fence. Huge team of people, endless resources, expanding our empire. You know, castle's going to be right in the middle. We have no reason to doubt that the castle will always be right in the middle, because what we're doing is very simple. We're expanding our empire evenly in every direction. We started off with a simple little castle in the middle with a circle around our castle. We could see the whole circle. And then we just continued to expand it evenly in every direction, perfectly evenly, like we were meticulous about it. And it's a pretty easy formula. You just get out there, walk 100 yards from the fence from last time, and then start making a new circle. Walk all the way around the fence. You know, and the point where it's just like thousands of miles before you get back to where you started. I mean, you have so many square acres of property, square miles, whatever you want to say. The castle's still right in the middle. Now, there's no point in time in building this empire that any one of our workers or us or anybody on Earth that's alive right now would ever think to themselves, how come the castle's still right in the middle? Well, how long have you been working here with us, dude? That's like a no-brainer. We don't need to explain that. We're expanding evenly in every direction. We started at the castle. That's what we started. So, yeah, it's in the middle, and it's always going to be in the middle. You'd seem like an idiot to ask that question. If you've been working there long enough, people would laugh at you. How come our castle's still in the middle? Are you all right, dude? Something wrong with you, man? You have mental issues? Have you not been paying attention to what we're doing here? Fucking weirdo. If that same person were to come up to you, how come our circles aren't getting smaller? How come every time we make a new circle, it's bigger than the last one? Shouldn't it be shrinking? How come our castle's still in the middle of the circle we're making? Shouldn't the circles that we're making start getting smaller now? You know, that person would pretty much be fired for just being too weird and not making any sense. And we're just kind of worried about him. We'd send him to the shrink or something. This guy's like, I think he's cracking. There's something wrong with this dude. He's crazy. And I think pretty much anyone on Earth would respond to that person in that fashion. Like, what's wrong with you? You've been working here this whole time and you expect the circle to start shrinking? And you're wondering why the castle's still in the middle? We have a pretty simple formula we're following here. I mean, it's not like rocket science. I mean, did I not explain this well enough? Do you understand what I'm saying here? We're expanding evenly in every direction. The castle's right in the middle. We started off... Do I have to go through the whole thing? You guys are paying attention, right? I mean, whatever. So that person would be looked at like a freak, like someone who's stupid or retarded, you know? Kind of how they look at flat earthers. You'd be looked at like a total idiot. Like, why are you asking the dumbest questions ever? Get back to work, you know? It's going to be a bigger circle. You can see all that property that we're adding. Yeah, it's going to be a bigger circle. There's no way that property line is going to shrink. Are you retarded? How are you going to add all that much more property and put a smaller perimeter around it? That's not going to happen, dude. How many times have we done this now? It's bigger every time. And we're doing this evenly. We've been meticulous. How could the castle ever be anywhere but the middle of the circle that we're making? It's always going to be in the middle of the circle we're making. The circle gets bigger and bigger, and the castle's always going to be right in the middle. Those are two things that are understood facts. It's intuitive fact. Why would you question those two things? I don't know. Why you guys giving me such a hard time? Don't you know the Earth is a globe? Get out of here. What are you talking about, shrinking circles? Well, yeah, because after you pass the median on the globe Earth, the circles are going to start getting smaller. And at that point, the castle won't be in the middle of the circle we're making anymore. No. Because now we're going to be circling the property that we don't own. What are you talking about, dude? Well, what did you think it was going to be like when we finally ran out of room to buy? Well, I didn't think it was going to start shrinking. No, it won't shrink, but we'll just be on the upside down part of the ball and the... Get out of here, dude. What are you, retarded? The Earth is flat, obviously. Well, no, my science textbook here says, look, the biggest circle you can make on the globe Earth is at the median. After that, our circles are going to have to start getting smaller. How are you going to make a smaller property line around the outside of our other property line? How are you going to do that? You're not. Well, no, because the Earth is a ball. Says what, your textbook? Well, no, because the Earth has two poles and a circumpolar sky and a blah, 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 blah. We don't live in the sky. How are you going to put a fucking smaller perimeter around the outside of our last property line? How are you going to do that? You're not. It's fucking impossible. Well, the Earth is a ball, so it has to be possible. Get out of here. We're not going into this empire building assuming some weird shit. We're just going into it, boots on the ground. So we're not going to plan for something that's just based on assumptions. No, we're just going to go about our business. That's how you know the Earth is flat. Because it's stupid to think it isn't. I'll be right back. Which grape? Not a grape grape. The Grateful Grape. The Grateful Dead. Yeah, I will. It sounds like fun. I'm gonna play a few songs, then I'll come watch scary shows. I'll play some Grateful Dead music. That's what I'll do. Grateful gosh darn dead. Please don't dominate the rap jack if you got nothing new to say. If you please go right up the track, this train got to run today. I spent a little time on the mountain, spent some time on the hill. I saw things getting out of hand, but I guess they always will. I don't know what I was told. In the heat of the sun, a man died of cold. Keep on running, don't stand and wait. The sun getting dark and the hour so late. One way or another, one way or another, one way or another. This darkness has got to give, got to give. Who can deny, who can deny? It's not just a change in style. Oh, one step gone and another begun, and I wonder how many miles. Spend a little time on the mountain, spend some time on the hill. I saw things I don't understand, but I guess in time I will. I don't know what I was told. It's hard to run with the weight of gold. Other hand, I've heard it said it's just as hard with the weight of lead. Yeah, one way or another, one way or another, one way or another. This darkness has got to give, one way or another, one way or another, one way or another. This darkness got to give. You can't overlook the light jack of any other highway to ride. It's got no signs or dividing lines, and very few rules to guide. Spend a little time on the mountain, spend some time on the hill. Heard some say better run away, others say better stand still. I don't know what I was told. If the horse don't pull, you got to carry the load. I don't know whose back's that strong. Maybe find out before too long. Yeah, one way or another, one way or another. This darkness got to give, one way or another, one way or another, one way or another. This darkness got to give, one way, one way or another, one way or another. This got to give, oh God, this way or another. Let's see, what is it? stepping down the stairs and combing back your yellow hair. You're the finest girl in this whole country. Will you marry me, pretty Peggy? Oh, will you marry me, pretty Peggy? If you will marry me, I will set your cities free, and free everyone in your whole country. I would marry you, she said, sweet William. I would marry you, sweet William. I would marry you, but your guineas are too few, and I fear my mom will be angry. If ever I return, pretty Peggy, if ever I return, pretty Peggy, if ever I return, all your cities I will burn, and I lay to waste your whole country. Peggy, Can I borrow your phone charger? Oh, okay. Grab mine. I'm not that guy. Plug this thing in before my show ends prematurely. Pre-McDonough. Let's see if this works here. Let's see if it's gonna work. Did I get plugged in time? Looks like the show might still be going. Going, Schneider. That's good, buddy. Let me see if I can balance this thing or not. It's plugged in. It's all off balance. There we go. I think I saved the day. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, dumb bitch didn't want to marry him because fucking didn't have enough money. What a bitch. What would your mama think? Pretty Peggy, what would your mama think? Pretty Peggy, would your mama think if she heard my guineas clink? I'm just kidding. When people yawn after I play a song, I get insecure. That's okay. Everybody left my show too. I must have really sucked. Oh, good. Thanks, baby. At least somebody liked it. All right, I'm gonna play a couple more songs for nobody. What? Oh yeah, that would make me yawn too. I love you, cause it's sad. That's so trippy though that I would tell the story, but nobody's watching me, so there's no point. I love you, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna play one more song for nobody though. Sorry. I love you. This is an original song by Dr.Bas. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. You can't ignore anymore. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. You can't ignore You can try, but it ain't gonna do you any good. You're alone in this one, pal. There's only very few of us here now who can still tolerate you. And you can't even take anymore. And now we're leaving out the door as your fears begin to manifest themselves. As your fears begin to manifest themselves. Your fears begin to manifest themselves. Your fears begin to manifest themselves. I'm sorry. I got dizzy. It will kill you. my friend. And now there's an elephant in the room that's consumed you, and you have yet to even mention that elephant in the room. Your fears have manifested. You have yet to even mention that your fears have manifested. The elephant in the room. Not addressed with what your fears have manifested. Still have not addressed what your fears have manifested. The elephant in the room, your nemesis. Still have not addressed what your fears have manifested. The elephant in the room, your nemesis. You still have not addressed this elephant in the room. And it can kill you in the end. If it's going to be you or him, your nemesis, your nemesis. You still have not addressed the elephant in the room, but your fears have manifested. Your nemesis. You still have not addressed this, but your fears have manifested. The elephant in the room. Delusional guy, you just can't ignore the fact that you lost your mind, manifested your worst fears by simply being afraid. This is the life you made. You lost your mind. Time to find your mind again. Better stop ignoring what's happening. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. You better pay attention to what you've manifested with your mind. Your fears have manifested. Your worst fears have manifested. Your worst fears have manifested. Your nemesis. You have to address this fear before you live on. Just address this fear manifested. You can't ignore anymore. Just can't ignore. You're a fucking elephant. Is your elephant, dude? Who brought this elephant? Is this your elephant, sir? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Elephant? The fuck? No, there's an elephant here. You don't see the elephant? You're talking to me? What are you talking about? Are you on the phone? There's an elephant next to you, sir. Is that your elephant? There is no elephant next to me, dude. I don't see an elephant. There is no elephant. You've lost your mind. No, sir. You've lost your mind. I'll go ahead and get security for you, and we'll deal with it. Yeah. Knock yourself out, buddy. Fucking crazy guy. Fucking elephant. What are you talking about? Yeah, this guy, he's out there. He's got an elephant, and he doesn't even know he's got an elephant. He thinks I'm crazy. Do you see that elephant right there? No, what are you talking about? What, you don't see that elephant? Oh, fuck. Does anybody else see that elephant? No, we don't see the elephant, dude. You're tripping, man. Oh, shit. I'm the one tripping? There's an elephant right there. Yeah, we're just fucking with you. Yeah, there's an elephant there, dude. I just thought we'd fuck with you. Yeah, there's definitely an elephant there. It's that other guy. He's crazy, not you. Oh, fuck, that scared the shit out of me. That was crazy. Wow. What a trip. You guys are fucked up.